Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing my newly 5-starred Volkswagen Electric R at max in multiplayer in Asphalt 9. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. Be sure to check out my Furum Clips channel, Furum TV channel, and Purple Team Discord. Links to all those will be in the description, and I hope you enjoy the video. So the Electric R, or the IDR as I think it should be called as it is in other games, is one of the cars that's available to get in the Club Clash. Now, I had not gotten this car before. The first thing I did was unlock it with the key from the Club Clash, and then ever since then, I've been using my club currency to star up this car. Recently, I've just gotten it to 5 stars, and yeah, I can say it's pretty good. The reason why I went for this car was because although I have the Fury and the TVR, both max in D class, I don't really have a car max that's good for, I guess, the more twisty or more agility-oriented tracks, which is one of the things that this car is best at. It's got really great acceleration. The top speed is okay. It's nothing particularly amazing. The handling and drifting are okay, but the handling definitely gets worse when you are in Shockwave. It's one of those cars, and this is one of the most grounded cars in the game. When you try to drift with this one, this is one thing I noticed whenever this car first came out. It likes skidding a little weirdly. See, look at this. It's like jittery when going around the turn, and this is also one of the cars where if you punch drift with it, it actually makes the car go more inside than towards the outside. It is a very bizarre car, and one that I'm very happy I managed to get. The next car I will be going for in the Club Clash, or at least starring up, in this case would be the Jesko. The Aero RS, not really interested in. The McLaren, again, not really interested in. The F40 isn't very good. Starting up the Jesko, I think, would be the next thing that would make the most sense for me to do. Now, even though the Electric R is mostly well known for being the king of some D-class event tracks, it's also pretty good in multiplayer. That really great acceleration allows it to get ahead toward the beginning, and although its top speed is only 187, which is definitely lower than, I mean, most of the C-class cars that I will be facing throughout this video, I even have some races against B-class cars in here in Gold League. It actually managed to do okay. I was kind of surprised. I did some races with this car. Well, technically I was unranked in my first one, but I got put into Silver League after that. So all the races in this video, I'm pretty sure, are either in Silver League or Gold League. And although this car is so slow, it's able to stay at its top speed almost indefinitely, because its nitro efficiency is pretty good and acceleration is so good, it really never loses all that much speed. And so take this race, for example, on Shanghai. Most of the cars I'm facing are the Acura NSX, which is a good 20 miles per hour faster than me. Now, again, I am in Silver League, so there may be some touch drivers in here, but on the other hand, even when the other cars were able to catch up on some of the longer and straighter sections, I was able to pull ahead around a lot of the turns. And back there at that final turn, you could kind of see one of the main downsides of this car. A lot of times it just plain doesn't handle well. It doesn't really affect the drivability of this car all that much. You just have to be a bit more careful when going around corners, just turning, because there were some times when I thought I was going to make it pretty easily, and then I just end up hitting the outside like here. I almost wrecked just because the car doesn't handle great, and I hit the side almost too hard and went to my side. Thankfully though, never really had any issues because of that. And I guess due to that reason, I don't really consider this a huge downside of the car, but it is one to keep in mind, particularly in Shockwave. When you Shockwave in this car, you pretty much have to be going straight. And also, in this race on San Francisco, we have our first battle against B-class cars, which somehow I'm beating. I don't really get this. Those cars go as fast as me when they're just on the ground as me in the air. I go 240 maximum with this car airspeed. The Sin R1 goes basically 240 on the ground, or close to it at least, and although it was quite close in the end, we did manage to beat him. Now, the thing to remember with this is the Sin R1 has wildly different advantages than this car. It's mainly a top speed and nitro focused car, whereas this one is more focused on acceleration. And here, for some reason, I get this crazy high barrel off of nothing, just when I was riding the edge like you do on this track. I didn't even make the barrel, and I was forced to go way around and go up this one. Thankfully, I was still 3 out of 7 at this time, but that did not last long as this DPS super leg grip passes me, and then I pass him right back again. There was a lot of this back and forth when I was testing with this car. And this was added to by the fact that this was a Ghost Slipstream season, which is actually the worst season that I could have tested this car in, since it is so much more agility focused, and top speed cars can just ride on my Slipstream. But the cars ahead of me, there is one, well, he wrecked, but one of them is a Corvette. The other one is actually an Asterion, the one that I'm passing right now, but that is a Corvette up front. And I was happy to see how I do against Corvettes, because there is another one in this race as well, because that's one car that pretty much has similar strengths as mine, except for the fact that it does not accelerate very well, and it has better handling, better top speed, and nitro and everything like that. So it's better than my car in almost every aspect. Again, except for the acceleration. We nearly caught up to this guy at the end in his Corvette, but we did manage to beat another one, and we also beat a DBS, a Sin, a Carrera GT, and of course that Asterion. Now moving on to our final race in the video, we have a Sesto Elemento, which isn't a car that I see very often, as well as an F1LM, 2 Grand Sports, and a 4-day Challenge Evo on a track that is definitely more top speed focused. So I did not have high hopes for this one. As you can see, even the Sesto Elemento is just getting, it was getting further and further ahead, and now I'm somehow catching up, and then they're passing me again. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking about when people pass me when I pass them, because it goes back and forth way too much. Instead, I'll give you my general review of this car. It's a great one. It's honestly one of the best cars that you could go for within the Clash, just because of its prevalence in D-Class. It's one of the kings on some of the tracks, and some of the D-Class events, I believe. And even just besides that, it's a quirky car with its drifting. It feels very different to drive than almost every other car, and you will definitely do well in Bronze League, probably do well in Silver League, and maybe even in Gold League, at least on Windows. And even when I hit this car, I'm able to get it back to my speed in like 1 second. That's just great. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt, Forza, Minecraft, and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!